Good morning and welcome to day 3 of week 2 of our classes for lockdown. So today we're going to start with some leg work with some squats to really warm the butt up, warm the abs up, warm the inner thighs up. So I'm going to get Karen down one end facing the camera and I'm going to stand side on to make sure you can watch the different angles of what you want to do and what you don't want to do. We want to make sure when we're doing any form of squat we're keeping our knees safe. So what I want you to start with is feet wide, a little bit wider than your hips, toes turned out on a 45-degree angle. We're going to start nice and tall, so neck tall, chin drawing in, shoulders wrapped back and down, and a small little tuck of your tailbone. Arms up into ballet arms or first position, a small bend in your elbows, shoulders away from the ears. You're going to breathe in as you lower for a wide squat, keeping the body quite upright, and breathe out, squeeze the butt to stand tall. You'll breathe in to lower, and you'll breathe out, squeeze the butt to stand tall. Now you will slightly stick your butt out and lean forward a tiny bit, but it is quite upright. And the reason for that is we don't want your knees going in front of your toes. So you'll breathe in to lower, abs engage and up. Breathing in as you lower, focusing on the pressure going into the butt and into the inner thighs and quads. Breathing in to lower, breathe out, squeeze the butt back up. 2 to go, breathe in to lower, breathe out and up. And now final one, you'll breathe in, lower and hold. From this hold, we're now going into a pulse. So you're going to pulse up, 1, 2, 3. Keep the butt squeezed. 5, 6. We're going for 10, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And stand right up tall. Okay, now from here, we're going to add a calf raise. So arms back into that same position, shoulders away from the ears. You'll breathe in as you lower, and again we're going to hold. Now on your breath out, zip and hollow, lift onto the toes so the heels come right up, and then breathe in as you lower, and your calf muscles will shake on the lower. Breathe out to lift and breathe in as you lower. Breathe out, zip and hollow, squeeze the butt to lift. Good. Breathing in as you lower. Breathe out, abs engage to lift. Breath in to lower. 3 more. Squeeze the butt, float those heels up. Breathing in to lower. Last one, lift and hold. Now from this hold, I want you to bring your arms up, shoulders are down, and we're pulsing from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stand right up tall, lower the heels, and bring the legs together. Alright, that should have woken the legs up. I'll now get Karen to stand at the end of her mat facing me for some roll downs. So the feet are straight, about hip width apart, neck tall, chin drawing in, shoulders wrapped back and down. Standard roll downs, taking a deep breath in. On your breath out, zip and hollow, chin to chest to curl the spine down. So you're rounding the back, arms hang to the floor, nice and relaxed, tailbone right up to the ceiling. Take a breath in and breathe out, zip and hollow, restack the spine, tucking that tailbone to make sure you're not arching your back on the way up. Deep breath in. Breathing out and rolling the spine back down, rounding the back. Arms hang heavy to the floor, tailbone right up to the ceiling. You'll take a breath in. And breathing out, abs engage. Squeeze the butt, zip and hollow to restack. And our next one is going to move down to the mat for a single leg pull. You'll breathe out, zip and hollow, abs engage to roll the spine down. You'll now walk yourself out along the mat into a high push-up position, but your hands are shoulder width apart, not wide for a push-up. Okay, so we're in a high plank position. Abs are strong, squeezing the butt straight and long through your spine, not dropping in the hips. We'll take a deep breath in. Left foot first on your breath out. Zip and hollow. Squeeze the butt, float the left foot up, point the toe, and breathe in to place the foot down. Breathe out, squeeze the butt, right leg lifts. And breathe in, place the foot down. Breathe out, zip and hollow, lengthen. And breathing in as you lower. Breathe out, right leg lengthens. Breathe in to lower and float the knees down and push back into a shell stretch, rounding the spine, shaking out your wrists if you need to, curling out the back. Okay, and similar to the other last week, we're going to come forward again. And we're going to add a bit of butt with a single leg lift to that same position and then some sideways openings. So we'll take a deep breath in. Abs engage, zip and hollow to float back up. Again, strong through the abs, long through the spine, squeezing the butt. Take a breath in. On the breath out, the left foot will lift. And I want you to point the toe, squeezing the butt. Now holding at this height, take a breath in. Breathe out, squeeze the butt, open the foot to the left. And breathe in, bring the foot back to the centre line. Breathe out, open to the left. Back to the centre line. Don't let the foot drop. Open to the left. 2 to go. Back to the centre line. Final one. Squeeze the butt open. Back to the centre line. Place the foot down. Take another breath in. Squeeze the butt. Float the right foot up. Breath in. Hold. Breathe out. Open to the right. Breathe in. Back to the centre line. Breathe out. Open. And breathe in. Back to the centre line. Breathe out. Squeeze the butt to open. Breath in. Back. Last one. And back, place the foot down, lower the knees, and back into a shell stretch. Rounding the back again, shake the wrists out if you need to. So that should have started waking the butt up as well. Got a nice little side plank butt exercise that we're going to come into now. So I'm going to get Karen to come forward again, down onto her right elbow. But this side plank series, we're going to stick with a kneeling side plank. And that's because we are adding some butt work with the top foot. So you want to make sure your elbow is right below your shoulder and you're not collapsing into your shoulder. You don't want to drop down. You're lifting away from the floor by lifting through the ribs and through the waist. Your bent knee isn't like a clam. You need your body in a straight line. So the knee should not be in front of your hips. Okay, now take a deep breath in. From this position, abs engage, you're going to squeeze the butt to lift up into a side plank. Make sure you're tucking the tailbone. Tuck, 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 tuck. Ribs are down, abs are strong. Your top leg is lengthening with your toe just softly touching the floor. Okay, you got to tuck more. And roll forward. Roll forward, top foot. There we go. Okay, now from this position, take a deep breath in. On your breath out, squeeze the butt to float the top foot up. And breathe in as you lower, focusing on the abs. Squeeze the butt to lift and breathe in to lower. Breathe out, zip and hollow. Keep the waist up, keep the abs strong. Breathe out to lift and lower. Final one. Squeeze the butt to lift and lower, and then breathe in, lower the hip. That's your quick little breather. On the breath out, zip and hollow, straight back up. Float the top foot now to hip height. Now this time I want you to breathe with a pointed toe. Breathe in, pendulum the foot forward. On your breath out, flex the foot and draw back. Breathe in, point the toe forward. Breathe out, flex the foot, draw back. Breathe in, point as you pendulum. Breathe out, squeeze the butt, zip and hollow on the way back. Breathe in, forward. Lengthening the leg, no bending of your knee. Last one. And squeeze the butt, draw back. Place the foot softly down and again lower the hip. And final one, deep breath in, breathe out, squeeze the butt to rise back up. Abs strong, body weight should be more on the shoulder than the knee. You'll bring your top foot back to hip height and we're going to do a circle. Breathe in, circle forward, breathe out, circle back and over. Breathe in forward, squeeze the butt back and over. Don't allow the waist to start dropping as it gets tough. 2 to go. So we've done 5 of each exercise, last one. And a little bonus, keep the foot up for 8 pulses up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Place the foot down, lower the hip. Good work. All right, so those are tough. Hopefully you got a mix of shoulder, abs, obliques, side of your abs, and your butt from the legs. You may have also got your lower butt from supporting with that knee down. So again, bottom knee's bent, top leg out straight, making sure you're not collapsing into that shoulder. You're keeping yourself strong and lifting away from the floor. Rib cage down, abs engaged, small tuck of the tailbone. You'll breathe out, zip and hollow to rise up onto that knee and really think about length in the body. Don't drop your head down. Top foot only has your big toe just touching the floor. Breathe out, squeeze the butt, straight lift up and breathe in as you lower. Squeeze the butt to lift. Get to the highest point you can without changing your body. Don't just stop where you think you should. Go that extra inch to really get the butt working. Abs engage, lift and lower. One more. Breathe out, zip and hollow lift and lower, and softly lower the hips. Another breath in. You'll breathe out, squeeze the butt to float back up. And now float the top foot to hip height. Now from hip height, keeping the toe pointed, breathe in, pendulum forward. Breathe out, flex the foot, lead with the heel. Breathe in, forward. Zip and hollow, abs engage. Breathe in, forward. Keep that top shoulder relaxed. Breathe out, draw back. 2 to go. Breathe in, forward. Try not to let that foot drop. As it gets harder, it'll sneak its way to the floor, and hold. Lower the foot and lower the hip. Final one. Deep breath in. Squeeze the butt, abs engage, lift back up. Now bring your top foot to hip height. 4 or 5 circles. Breathe in, forward, squeeze the butt back and over. Breathe in, forward, zip and hollow back and over. Ribs down, connect the ribs and the pelvis. And over. Last one. Now bring the top foot higher, as high as you can, and pulsing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and lower the body down. Good work. So we'll just go into a shell stretch for a quick little breather. Rounding out the spine and curling your back. So that would have woken the shoulders up, would have woken up the obliques and abs, as well as your butt, hopefully. Alright, now unfortunately, we're not at your house to help with the little pushes that Karen gets, but you know, if there's someone around, a small person, they might want to jump on you. So we're now going to sit with Karen with her feet out in front. And we're going to do a roll down series, but a little bit different to normal. I want Karen to open her feet just wider than the mat. Alright, so you want your feet just wider than your hips, or just wider than your mat. This is going to be a roll down, but when you return up, we're going to rotate into a saw stretch. Alright, so the arms are going to be out in front. Now, doing a roll down with your feet wide is a little bit tougher than together. So if you do find you need a pillow or towel behind you, that's okay. If you don't though, awesome. So the arms are out in front, shoulders away from the ears, and wrapping down with your shoulder blades. Take a deep breath in. On your breath out, zip and hollow, tuck the tailbone, chin to chest as you curl down. You may want to also focus on squeezing your butt on this one if you feel you get a bit clicky in your hips. The arms come over the head on the breath in. On the breath out, zip and hollow, you'll curl up, chin to chest. But this time, once you're right up tall, so you'll go right up tall, you're going to open the arms, you'll rotate to the left, and then breathe out, reach that right hand to the left foot as you lengthen the opposite arm back. And sitting nice and tall, arms back to the center. And breathe out, zip and hollow, rolling the spine down, rounding out. Breathe in, lengthen the arms over the head, keep the rib cage down. On the breath out, zip and hollow, abs engage, curling up. Once your tall arms open, breathe in, twist, and breathe out, lengthen forward. You want to turn the back arm so your palm faces the ceiling. And breathe in, sit tall, back to the center, breathe out, rolling down, rounding the spine. We're doing 2 more. Breathe in, arms reach right over the head. On the breath out, abs engage, chin to chest, zip and hollows, you curl up. Breathe in, sit tall, rotate, and breathe out, lengthening forward. Breathing in, sit tall, arms back in front. Final one. Breathing out, rolling back, rounding the spine. Tucking that tailbone, ribs stay down as the arms come over the head. Breathe out, the hands come over, chin to chest, curling up. Breathe in, sit tall, rotate, and breathe out, lengthen forward. And nice and tall again. Now feet together. To go into a little bit of obliques. So we're going to start fingers into salute, elbows wide, shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to curl the spine halfway. Now you find your halfway. It may not be halfway, it may be a little bit deeper. You need to make sure you're not feeling it in your back. Deep breath in. On the breath out, I want you to reach the right hand to the ceiling. And then breathe in, bring the hand back down. Breathe out, left hand to the ceiling. And breathe in, back down. So you straighten the elbow, lengthen up, not in front of you. Breathe out, left hand. Down and hold, and breathe out, curl down to the floor. You'll now breathe in, lengthen your arms right over the head along the carpet. Breathe out, the hands come over, curling halfway up. Once we're halfway, hands behind the head, elbows wide for your obliques now. So you'll breathe out, left knee draws in as you twist to the left. And breathe in, return. Right knee in, twist. Now don't sit forward at all. Rotate, but don't try to creep closer to your knee. Bring the knee to you, not you to your knee. Last two. And return. Final one. Return, hold, curl back down to the floor. And then hug your knees into your chest. And we'll give your back a good circle out. So you're stretching out the spine, hugging the knees right in. Okay, so we're going to place the feet onto the floor into crook lying. Hands by your side. Alright, now from this crook lying position, we're going to go into some pelvis bridges. Work the hamstrings, work the butt, and get that connection in the abs again. So your feet should be about hip width apart. And you've got neutral spine to start. I want you to lengthen your arms up to the ceiling. If you do find this is too tough and you cramp in your hamstrings, hands back onto the floor. So we'll take a deep breath in. On your breath out, zip and hollow, squeeze the butt to peel the hips up. You want to connect the ribs and the lower abs. So make sure you're not overarching, you're really squeezing the butt. Take a breath in and breathe out, zip and hollow, slowly rolling down. Another breath in at the bottom. Once the tailbone is down, breathe out, zip and hollow, abs engaged to lift. Focus on squeezing the butt and lengthening the thighs away from your chest. Deep breath in and breathing out to roll the spine slowly down. Deep breath in. Breathe out, abs engaged. Squeeze the butt to lift. 2 to go. Breath in as you hold. And breathe out, zip and hollow, slowly rolling down, rounding the spine. Upper back, mid back, lower back, and tailbone last. Last one. Deep breath in. Squeeze the butt, abs engaged to peel up. Flattening through the core, so you're keeping the stomach strong. Breath in, hold, and breathing out, slowly rolling down. Okay, I now want you to cross your right ankle over your left knee, just like your butt stretch, your pretzel stretch, and we're going to do a single leg lift from here, concentrating on keeping the pelvis even, so you're not rocking and rolling the hips. So how wide you open this knee is based on keeping your pelvis in neutral position. So you may need to have a little look at that while you're doing it. So we're going to take a deep breath in. Working through the heel of the left foot. On the breath out, squeeze the butt, zip and hollow as you peel the hips up, just like you did. And hold for a second. So you can have a quick look at your pelvis and make sure that they're level and they're not tilting. You'll most likely tilt towards the knee that's up. So you want to make sure you're in neutral there. Take a breath in and breathe out, zip and hollow to lower. So how's our practice one? Now we're not going to do a breath in at the top. You'll take a breath in at the bottom. Breathe out, zip and hollow, squeeze the butt to lift, and straight away breathe in as you lower. Breathe out, squeeze the butt to lift. Really focus on that left butt and hamstring. Breathe in to lower. Breathe out, abs engaged. Scoop the stomach in and lower. 3 more. Squeeze the butt to lift and lower. Good. No rocking in that pelvis. Breathe out to lift. Keep the shoulders relaxed and lower. Final one. Breathe out, abs engaged, lift, and breathe in to lower. And we'll place that foot to the floor. Now bring the left ankle over the right knee. Again, try to work out how wide your knee can go without twisting your hips. Take a breath in. We'll start with a practice one. Breathe out, squeeze the butt to lift, and hold. Now again, you may need to have a quick look at your hips. Want to make sure we're not tilting towards the left. Breath in, hold, and breathe out, curling down. Perfect. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, zip and hollow. Squeeze the butt, lift. Breathe in as you lower, keeping the rib cage connected. Breathe out, ribs connect together and down. And breathe in as you lower. Breathe out, zip and hollow. Squeeze the butt. Work that left butt, left hamstring. Breathe in to lower. Try not to twist towards the left. Down, down, down. And breathe in to lower. Last 2. Squeeze the butt to lift. Breathe in to lower. And final one, abs engaged, squeeze the butt to lift. Breathing in as you lower and place their foot to the floor. Hands by your side for our first set of tabletop. Now today we're going to start straight into the hundreds. So we're going to bring one leg at a time up into tabletop. Remembering the hundreds and tabletop is fine. Hopefully though, we're doing a full 100 with the legs out straight. The higher the legs, the easier it is. The lower the legs, the harder it is. You'll take a deep breath in, hands by the side. On the breath out, zip and hollow, curl as you lengthen your wrist past your hips, reach the legs, squeeze the inner thighs. And pulsing, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out through the mouth, scoop the abs in, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel like someone's pulling your legs away from the stomach, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 52, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 42, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you think you can, last 30, lower the legs slightly, 3, 4, 5. Last 22, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Return to tabletop, lower the head, hands behind the head for a few oblique rotations before a rest. You'll breathe out, crunch up, reach the right leg, twist to the left, and breathe in, return. Reach the left leg, rotate to the right, and return. Again, do not pull the elbow across your body. You're thinking opposite rib to opposite knee, not elbow to opposite knee. Breathe out and rotate. And return. Last 4. And return. 3 to go. Lengthening the leg. Last 2. Reach the leg. And return. Final 1. And hug your knees into your chest and give your back a good circle out. Alright, that should have got the abs awake again. So feet back to the floor. Hands by your side. And one leg at a time back up to tabletop. Okay, now from here I want you to have the arms pushing down quite strong into the mat. And we're going to lengthen both legs up to the ceiling. So we're going to do a circle. It's also called a corkscrew, but today we're just doing this circle. So from this position, you're going to breathe in as you start circling your legs down to the left. Once you get halfway through your circle, you'll breathe out and complete the circle up to the right and hold. Now to the right, breathe in to circle towards the right. Breathe out around and up. So if you think of a clock, you're at 12 o'clock. Breathe in down to 6 o'clock. Continue right back up to 12 o'clock. Breathe in down to the right. Breathe out around and up. 2 to go. Breathe in down to the left. Breathe out, zip and hollow around and up. Last one. Just a standard circle right up and hold. Bend the knees back to tabletop. Tabletop. Alright, now hands behind the head. And basic curl ups. You'll breathe out, zip and hollow crunch. Breathe in, the head lowers. You'll breathe out, zip and hollow curl up. Abs flatten. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, zip and hollow curling up. And lower. Last 2, the second one you're going to hold up there, and then we're doing obliques again at double speed. And final one, crunch and hold. Now don't lower the head, 2 leg movements per breath as you rotate. So breathing in, 2, out, 2. Breathe in, 2, and out, 2. It's not a big turn of the upper body. Keep it smaller than normal. 2, and out, 2. Breathe in, 2, and out, 2. Last 4, 2, and out. 2, hug the knees back in, lower the head, and again circling out your back. Good work. That's that tabletop set done. We'll have both legs along the floor for our rotation stretch. You'll see this in every class because this is a stretch I really enjoy myself. You'll place your right hand out to the side, palm facing the ceiling. Right knee to tabletop. You'll then reach that left hand across to the outside of the right knee and breathe out, zip and hollow. Draw the knee across your body as you look to the right. So you're looking towards your hand that's out along the floor as you're trying to twist the spine. Take another deep breath in to hold. This time though, on the breath out, use your zip and hollow to try and get further into that stretch. So lengthen another inch or 2. One more breath in, and then breathe out. Use the abs to return you to the center. Place that foot along the floor. Left hand out to your side, left knee to tabletop, and we'll bring that knee across the body. You'll breathe out, draw the knee over as you lengthen your hand out to the left and you look to the left. Again, we're trying to rotate and stretch through from this knee all the way through the butt, through your spine, through your chest, through your armpit, out along the arm. The way you want to think of this is if your spine is a wet towel and you're wringing that towel out. Okay? Take a deep breath in, and on the breath out, go a little bit further. Use the abs to get another inch into that stretch. Another deep breath in, and you'll breathe out, return to the center, and place that foot along the floor. Okay, we're going to transition now into sitting. So to do that, you're going to bring your legs one at a time into tabletop. You'll then reach your hands behind your knees. So if your knees had armpits, that's where your hands are. Now the secret to this is you have to let your legs do the work. So you're going to breathe out, push the legs down to the floor, and you should just sit up. If you don't sit up, just sit up. But that's a good thing to practice. If you can work that transition out, that means you're starting to get that control throughout the whole body. Okay, so we're sitting nice and tall. We're now going into a modified teaser. So with the arms back out in front, we're going to start this teaser from sitting, which is a little bit easier. We're going to take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you'll curl halfway back. So we're going to find the half curl, just like the half roll back. And now we're going to bring your legs one at a time up into a tabletop style position. Okay, so you're balancing on the butt, abs are strong, and you're keeping the legs up. Now, if you think you can lengthen your legs out straight. If you don't have, so if Karen demos, if you don't have that flexibility, keep the knees slightly bent. Okay, we're going to be lifting the arms. You'll take a breath in. As you breathe out, you'll reach the arms to the ceiling and breathe in slowly lower. This is quite hard for balance. Breathe out, arms lift. Breathe in lower. Two more. Abs engaged. Squeeze the butt. And lower. Last one. Breathing out. And lower. Place your feet down one at a time along the floor. And then curl the spine up. So legs out straight along the floor. And reaching forward over the toes for a little stretch before the second one. So in the previous teaser we moved our legs. This time we're sticking with the arms. So we'll sit nice and tall again. Deep breath in, arms back out in front. Arms in front. Breathe out, curl halfway back. And now bring your legs up into that kind of tabletop position. Again, if you think you can do this with straight extended legs, it's pretty tough. You can give it a go. This time we're going to be doing an arm circle. So from this position, right hand first. You're going to breathe in, sweep the hand along the floor, and breathe out right up and back to the center. Good. Breathe in, sweep the left hand along the floor, right up and back. Good. Sweep the right hand down. Breathe out, rotate back. Left hand. Breathe out over the top. Hold. Lengthen the feet along the floor, curling the spine up and reaching back over your toes for another stretch. The reason we don't stay in this position for too long is it does get pretty tough on your back. It's not just abs, it's working your whole spine as well. And final one now. Sitting nice and tall again, arms back out in front. On the breath out, zip and hollow, curling halfway back. Now this time we are doing legs. The arms aren't moving. You'll bring your knees one at a time back into a tabletop. This time I need everyone to stay in this tabletop. We'll go hands a little bit higher, about 45 degrees. You'll take a breath in, single leg stretch. Breathe out, lengthen one leg forward. Breathe in, bring the knee back. Breathe out, opposite leg forward. Breathe in, return. Breathe out, lengthen forward. And return. Last one. Return and hold. Place the feet down. Lengthen them out. Curl the spine up. And again, reaching forward for the last time into that stretch. Stretching the legs, stretching the back, taking a little breather. And again, sitting nice and tall. Breath in to prepare. We're going to transition back down to the floor. So you'll breathe out. Roll the spine back down. Hands by your side. And we're going to roll onto your stomach for a basic back extension stretch. So we've done quite a bit of curling with our crunching and the teasers and the rollbacks. Now we're going to get the back move in the opposite direction. Hands in line with your ears at the edge of the mat. Long through the spine, abs slightly drawing in, butt squeezed, lengthening the legs. On your breath out, basic back extension, squeeze the butt, lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades down and feel the stretch into the stomach. And breathe in as you lower. Breathe out, zip and hollow to lift. So you should be stretching down the front of the stomach and working into your back. Breathing in as you lower. Breathing out, zip and hollow. Try not to pull the chin up. You're lengthening long through the neck. And lower. Breathing out, zip and hollow. Abs engage, lengthening right up. And breathing in as you lower. 2 to go. Breathing in as you lower. And final 1. Breathing out, lengthen right up. Squeeze the butt. Shoulders draw down. Breathing in as you lower. And using your hands to push back for 1 final shell stretch. Again, rounding the spine, reaching the arms forward. We're going to be adding a side stretch into this one though. So now I want you to walk both hands over to the left, just off the side of your mat. Right hand on top of your left hand. Really lengthen the arms forward. You want to feel the stretch coming down through the side of the right armpit down into your waist. And to do that, you want to feel your rib cage pushing out to the right, but your butt staying in the center. So your hips are staying centered right on top of the heels. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Walk the hands to the opposite side. Left hand on top of your right hand. Again, lengthen both arms forward and feel the pressure pushing out into the left side of your ribs to increase that stretch down the left side of the body through the armpit. Another deep breath in and breathing out back to the center. Okay, now we're going to bring the body weight forward into 4-point kneeling position, but you're going to push your butt up to the ceiling like a downward dog to transition back to standing, but we're going to keep the hands where they are, and we're going to walk your feet towards your hands. This is that harder one that we've done once before. Once you're centered on your feet and hanging your body, straighten the knees and engage the abs, zip and hollow to restack. Tuck the tailbone, shoulders back and down, head up last. 2 more basic roll downs, deep breath in, zip and hollow, chin to chest, rolling down, walking down the spine, 1 vertebra at a time, lengthening the tailbone to the ceiling. Breathe in to hold. Breathe out, zip and hollow, curling up, tucking the tailbone, squeezing the butt. Breathe in at the top and 1 more. Breathing out, zip and hollow, rolling the spine down. Arms hang heavy, tailbone to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, zip and hollow, curling back up. Shoulders away from the ears, head up last, shaking out the arms and legs. And we are done. Alright guys, good work at home. Have a happy Easter weekend and we will see you all again Easter Monday.